Thanks, Teresa. You know, something I've come to realize as I've gone back to my roots in pediatrics is that it's the job of toddlers and preschoolers to explore their environment, to see what they can find, to check out what they find. And this is basic child growth and development from Erik Erikson. And what happens is that when they're checking out what they find, sometimes they swallow it, sometimes they throw it, sometimes they break it. But if what they find is a gun, the consequences can be very different. Careful studies show that whether we as parents like it or not, our children know where our guns are. And far too often, even the young children play with the guns and pull the trigger as part of what they're experimenting with. We know from careful studies that education is not enough. These young children aren't ready for abstract concepts. A study of boys in Atlanta that had been through gun safety programs, these were school-aged boys, found that most of them found the gun that was hidden in the drawer as part of the study. It was a real pistol. It had been disabled, but they were able to tell if they pulled the trigger. And whether they pulled the trigger or not made no difference whether they'd been through gun safety. Careful studies show that children as young as 2 years of age can pull the trigger on most of our handguns. At St. Louis Children's, in the emergency department, we see about 70 kids each year that have been shot. What we are seeing is that an increasing percentage of these are coming in at a younger age. Over the last 2 years, 20% of these 70 children were 12 and younger. 10 years before that, it was 10%. It's hard to have the data, but what we believe is that more guns in the environment of our young children simply leads to more discovery of these guns and pulling of the triggers. We know about the 11-year-old, 12-year-old that found the handgun under his grandfather's pillow and killed the playmate. We know about, these are children that came to us, the 4-year-old who found the handgun in the closet and thinking it looked just like his water pistol, put it in his mouth to see if he could get a drink. We know about the 12-year-old who got the shotgun off the shelf of the closet at home that was put there by his father for safety because his father was an over-the-road truck driver. What the 12-year-old didn't know was that his 10-year-old brother had loaded the shotgun. And when the 12-year-old was showing his sister how the shotgun worked and pulled the trigger, the consequences were disastrous. So we know that more guns in the environment of our children lead to more injuries. How do we stop that? One way is to encourage, educate, but then require their parents to keep these guns safely stored. There are a number of different mechanisms for that, whether it's trigger locks, whether it's gun safes. There are a number of different mechanisms that are available to keep the guns in the home safe. And that's what this push is to do, is to try to require that if you're going to have a gun in the home, it needs to be stored safely. If your children find that gun and it's not stored safely, the injuries that occur need to be held to the responsibility of the parents, the owners of the gun. Thank you.